Hey everyone, Brendan Satter here. How are you? Thanks so much for joining me. So this is a special video. This is kind of a cool one here. Apparently it's becoming a thing for people to send me CDs. All right, so you guys remember back, I had a guy send me his entire Guns N' Roses collection. It was a mega one. That was like 9 boxes worth of stuff. And I don't ever expect that to happen again, but that was a crazy one. Most recently, someone reached out and sent me their Primal Fear collection, and I got that one. That one was like 11, 12 CDs, I can't quite remember, which was great because it was like instant collection, and I had a few duplicates, and then I can pass those on to people. And when that video posted, this person, Alex, reached out to me and said, hey, I've got some CDs I'd like to send you. Can I send you those? And my immediate reaction, and Alex knows this, I replied back and I simply said, well, what are we talking about here? Because I want to preference this. Sometimes people ask me or think, because I've got over 13,000 CDs, that I just buy whatever, I take whatever. People give me stuff and I don't care what it is, but I certainly do. Everything I have that's in my collection that you can see behind me here is stuff that is curated, that I've selected, that I want. Nothing that is in here is just random stuff that was sent to me that I have no interest in. So when Alex reached out and said, hey, can I send you some CDs? And I said, what is it? Give me an idea. And he gave me an idea, and it was stuff that I don't have. And it was like, okay, I would be interested in exploring those artists. And so that's what this is. So just for anyone out there that might be thinking they want to send me stuff, and I'm certainly not asking, I'm certainly not suggesting, because everyone's collection should be personal to them, and a pride of joy in what that is, the way that I feel that mine is. But if you're going to reach out and you want to do that, I don't just accept anything, and it's got to be stuff that is of artists that I like or an artist I want to explore or that sort of stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind. But anyway, we're here to check this out. So let's go ahead and cut into this, because at this point, I don't even remember what it was that he talked to me about. So I'm now as excited, I think, as you guys are to actually see what's in this box. So I'm going to try and cut into this very carefully. Looks like we just got some brown packaging paper on the outside of it here. It's in a box, which is nice, so it's been protected. Get into this, pull this off. Sorry, it took me a little longer to get off. There we go. Okay, and it's taped up again, so let me cut into this. Just make sure I do it the right way so that it's easy to get to. Okay, I kind of see how I think this is supposed to open. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. I was trying to open it upside down. And then all of a sudden, there we go. All right, so we have a nice little collection of CDs right here on top. Looks like maybe 6 or so. So that's kind of cool. Got a little tape on this. Let's get this off. You use blue tape, which is interesting. I know blue tape like this. This is painter's tape. So don't know if he just happens to have some of that, or maybe he works in construction where he needs it. Me as an architect, I use that tape. I'm familiar with it in terms of the construction and everything, because I actually use it to go around and mark where there are problems for what I call punch listing. Right? So I go and I take the blue tape, and there's a mark on the wall that needs to be repainted. I use the blue tape to call it all out. All right, so some 3 Days Grace. This is a band that I've never really explored. I don't even know if I ever opened and listened to any of their stuff before, but Explosion, RCA Records, it's still sealed. So I'd be curious to know how it is that he has a 2022 copy of this. But I am interested in exploring them. And we have a second 3 Days Grace that's in there. Print's a little too small for me to see the year on it. But this one here looks to be the self-titled, so maybe this is the debut, I don't know. Okay, group called Bride, I'm guessing. Album called Drop. I'm now seeing the next one in here, Flower Kings. That was where he caught me when he said, I have some Flower Kings, and he knows I'm a prog guy. So that sort of piqued my interest, and I think I only have 1 or 2 Flower Kings anyways. So pretty much anything that would be sent here would be okay. And I'm gonna show you in a minute. It's all flooding back to me as I'm going through this. So I'm not familiar with this, although I'm sure if I read inside. Maybe one of the members or something is part of something, but I will find out what this is. Flower Kings, Stardust We Are, says it is a double CD. So this one here is $19.99. Definitely do not have this one in the collection. As I said, it's a prog group, Ronnie Stolt, or I probably didn't say that right, but the guitar player is in a number of different projects. I think he's part of Transatlantic with Mike Portnoy and Neil Morse and, I cannot remember the bass player, Treeways, something like that, but that's where that is. So another one here, Retropolis. Again, Flower Kings. And this one here is 2000. So yeah, so far, okay. The last two are both also Flower Kings, Back to the World of Adventures, and none of these so far are ones that I own. So this is great. I guess it is Stolt, Ronnie Stolt. And then we've got, and he's guitar, lead voice, keyboards, Thomas Bowden on a Hammond organ. Michael Schultz was his brother, I guess, bass and voice. Cannot pronounce this next guy's name. And Jamie Salazar on the drums. So yeah, I've never really followed them very closely. I know that they're a popular progressive rock group. They kind of are what I would call second or third tier, and that's not to take anything away from them, but you have the main guys. You got the Yes and Genesis and those kind of artists that are up here in the progressive rock world. And then you've got bands that came a little later on that do it, whether or not we really consider Asia progressive rock or not, but it's like the B tier, so to speak, right? And then you've got the ones that came much later because progressive rock really kind of boomed, especially progressive metal, boomed in the late 90s and early 2000s. Dream Theater really came along at the right time, kind of spearheaded all of that, and there was a whole movement that just grew out of it. And while the Flower Kings are not in that progressive metal vein, the progressive rock world had an explosion for some reason in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the Flower Kings are part of that. So this one here, which is called The Rainmaker. So it looks like, get these all up here, 4 Flower Kings releases came, one of them being a double album, so that's great. As I said, not familiar with this group, so Bride, and it looks like the name of the album is called Drop, so I'm going to be looking into this group and see who they are. In fact, just for kicks, I'm going to open it up and see if I can find their names very quickly in here. So we have Dale Thompson on vocals, Troy Thompson on guitar, Jerry McBroom on drums, and Steve Curtis on bass. Names don't ring a bell to me, but he wanted me to have this, so I will certainly check this out and give it a listen. And then the 3 Days Grace. And I gotta say, I'm actually probably most excited about trying this out because I don't actually know anything about this group. It's, if I remember correctly, a late 90s era band, could be early 2000s when they started. And it was not my cup of tea at the time, but I have since gone back to a lot of that stuff and explored it and found it to be more interesting. Trying to think of Our Lady Peace is one of those groups that I didn't care for at the time and I got into later. Three Doors Down is another one of those that, again, at the time didn't do anything for me. I come back to them, now I love them, right? So this band, I would at least imagine to be part of that. I could be completely wrong because I don't literally know anything of what they sound like at the moment. But that was my recollection to this group. So yeah, he asked if he could send me some Flower Kings and Three Doors Down stuff, and I said yeah, and I'll have to check out what this one is, but in all, 7 CDs. So hey, very cool. And again, shout out to Alex for sharing that with me, and I guess I'll open it up because hey, if other people want to do it, I certainly enjoy exploring some of this stuff, and be a lot of fun to get stuff that I wouldn't normally explore. But I don't want to make it sound as though I'm requesting anything because, hey, I got 13,000, how many more do I really need, right? But this kind of has become a thing. And it's not these 3 that I've mentioned, the Guns N' Roses, the Primal Fear, and now this collection here. It's not the only ones. I've had a bunch of people reach out, and some just want to send collections of their own things. I've had other artists you guys have seen. In fact, like Metallic Blue Records. In fact, the shirt that I'm wearing, right? This label wanted to send me a bunch of their things, and I've since reviewed some of that on my channel. And I've had some musical artists reach out to me. This guy from Sweden did, and sent me a bunch of stuff from multiple bands that he's been a part of, including stuff that was related with Scott Oliva singing, where I've gotten stuff from him. I got stuff from the guitar player that was part of that project. And it's all branched out from there. So I've been getting some really interesting stuff from musical artists sending me things. Then I've had just recently, I forget the gentleman's last name, Dave is his first name, the Def Leppard book, right? That was recently sent. So I am enjoying getting that sort of stuff, and it is really nice, and I'm thankful that these people want to share this stuff with me. And I love being able to unbox it right here on the channel with you guys and share it with you too, because you know, if you see me opening something, or you hear about something, or I can talk about something like the book or Metallic Blue Records, the record label, or I've talked to you guys about the Societies t-shirt company, right? Some of these companies and things that share things with me, if I can recommend this stuff because I think it's a good product or it's good music or whatever, then hopefully you guys benefit from it as well. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun going through this. I always get a big kick out of getting something brand new. You can see the big smile on my face. So, you know, who doesn't like getting a package in the mail? I'm 48 and I still get a big smile every time I look out my front door and I see some packages sitting there. And this one I didn't know when it was arriving, and it arrived today, and it was on a perfect date for it to come. So yeah, thanks a lot, Alex. And thank you guys for watching. And take care, and I will talk to you real soon. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.